Hello and welcome to Columbus, Ohio for the grand final of the IFSA Super Series World Championship. This is not just about strongman though. The Arnold Fitness Expo has everything here. We've got beauties and we've got beasts. Here in the USA, it's the final port of call for the IFSA Super Series World Championship. We've gone to Hawaii, Holland, Canada, Finland, and now Ohio.
We love the strongman.
And all the best strongmen in the world are here. Top 5 in the Super Series plus 5 wildcard athletes. And hey, we got some of the best celebrities in the world, including the man that puts this show on, Arnold Schwarzenegger. But there are lots of other stuff at the Fitness Expo: gymnastics, fighting, Olympic lifting, everything. Let's have a look at the guys. Mariusz Pudzianowski of Poland leads the Super Series. Zydrunas Savickas of Lithuania won the Arnold last year. He's second in the Super Series. Raymond Bergmanis of Latvia 3 times at the Olympic Games. Sven Karlsen of Norway, former world's strongest man. He's desperate to win the crown of world champion, sitting 4th overall. Anders Johansson of Sweden, still living in the shadow of the great Swede Magnus Samuelsson. It's his chance to come out. Istvan Arvai of Hungary, the first of the wildcard athletes, world champion in powerlifting. Vasil Virashchuk, shot putter from the Ukraine. The first of the Americans, Mark Philippi from Nevada, USA. Brian Schoenfeld, former USA's strongest man. And twice USA's strongest man from Pennsylvania, Steve Kirrett. These 5 wildcards will be battling out against the best in the world. Hugo Girard, he's injured from Canada, so he won't be here. Kicking us off at the Arnolds is the legendary event of the Apollon's Axel. And who better to tell us about it than the legend himself, Bill Kazmar. Bill, how about this event then?
Well, the famous Apollon built these wheels 100 years ago. And there's a bit of controversy as to whether he actually lifted them overhead to arm's length. In the 100 years they've been around, 3 athletes have been successful taking them all the way through the lift. Until we brought them here to the Arnold Classic 2 years ago, where Mark Henry lifted them an incredible 3 times. And then last year, Zydrunas Savickas took them overhead 4 full times. It was unbelievable.
That's incredible. 4 repetitions. Now, can anyone do better than that here today, do you think?
Well, Pudzianowski came in at 310 pounds, heavier than ever. And Zydrunas Savickas, 370 pounds. Who knows what that athlete is capable of doing?
Istvan Arvai of Hungary, the first man out. The graphic on the left, that's cleans. Then in the middle, it's continental cleans. On the right, jerks. So what can the Hungarian manage? Well, nothing today. From powerlifting, he's not used to this strongman stuff, and it showed. Raymond Bergmanis, a veteran on the scene, 3 times at the Olympic Games. His last one in Sydney, where he carried the flag for his country. Well, he managed 3 cleans and 2 jerks, and that put him into the lead at the start of the competition. And what style he has as well. So fast in the clean, so quick in the jerk. And it moved on then to Zydrunas Savickas of Lithuania. Now what can Zydrunas manage? He is the record holder. He did 4 repetitions last year. Mark Henry the year before, the great wrestler, he did 2. So can he extend his world record? And I tell you what, that was very slow up. And I don't think he's got the energy or the stamina. I think he's possibly just come in too heavy. This is 166 kilograms, 350 pounds plus, more like 370. Well, he's managed 2 reps. That's great lifting, and David Webster, the referee, gives him the good signal to go down. And he's huffing and puffing already, only halfway to his own record. And with the likes of Sven Karlsen in great shape, he's really going to struggle here. Does the continental clean. Jerks it a second time to his chest, and yes, just pressing it out, doesn't even use his legs. It's really immense upper body strength, and well, I think, I was about to say I think he's had enough, but he hasn't. Just gone to the chalk bag. The grip's so important. Remember this, 2 inches in diameter, the bar, so much, much thicker than your normal gym bar. Can he jerk it? Here we go. Fantastic lifting. The record is equal. Savickas has done it. And that's got to be a huge start to this competition. Well, he's looking at the board there, but I think he's had enough. His hands are hurting. Well, he's going to go for one more. This to equal the record. So I beg your pardon, this to go for 5. This is a new record in Apollon's axle. Can he make it? The pressure just too much on his chest, crushing all the air out of his body. And I guess for the Lithuanian, that's it. The MC just saying that he's had enough. But he's saying it in English, and I guess Savickas' English isn't so good because he doesn't think he's had enough. Can he extend his world record? This is for 5 repetitions. Unbelievable! He gets the good signal. Savickas has done it. 6 cleans, 5 jerks. And it was only just a few years ago 3 men in the world had ever done 1 repetition. Now it's extended to 6 reps. What a world record by this beast of a man.
5 repetitions, 1 more than last year. Is that going to be good enough to win?
I am not sure. See after last competitor.
Did you think you would do the record 5?
I don't know. I'm so tired.
You go recover. Thank you.
On to Steve Kirrett then, the man from Pennsylvania, twice USA's strongest man. And having watched that from Savickas, it must have been rather off-putting. He didn't manage a clean or a jerk. Of course, you've got to clean it before you can jerk it. So no points, nil points for Steve Kirrett. Brian Schoenfeld then of the United States of America. A great presser. The man has tremendous shoulder power. Family and friends in the crowd. This is such a huge event here at the Arnold Classic. 100,000 people through the doors in the 3 days that it's on. Good rep there, he presses it out. Fantastic stuff by Schoenfeld. Now he needs a second press out to equal Bergmanis. And that would be very impressive, considering Bergmanis has put 245 kilos over his head. 550 pounds the man has jerked. Indeed, he's been silver medalist at the European Championships. Now, Schoenfeld, on the other hand, just an out-and-out strongman. And that clean doesn't count. So he's still just got 1 clean and jerk under his belt. 2 minutes on the clock, remember, but time's ticking away. This home crowd so desperate for a winner. Mark Henry, of course, not in the competition. The giant wrestler that won this comp 2 years ago. Refereeing now. Well, he's getting a good jerk at this. He's got to get it to his chest cleanly. He's done that. Can the American press it out? You'd bet him. You bet he would. Such incredible tricep power. That is fantastic stuff.
You got time. You have 35 seconds.
35 seconds on the clock to go. He's just got to regather his thoughts now. He's never going to beat Savickas, that's for sure. But can he go into second place? Yeah, the crowd are wanting it. This for a 3rd repetition. To the belt. 166 kilos. Imagine what that's like on your belly when you drag it up. Must be scouring his skin. Can he do the jerk? Look at this. He's locked it out. Webster gives him the good signal. 3 clean and jerks for Brian Schoenfeld.
I was one for the Americans there. That was a real fight. Tell us about it.
I wish I got that one. Head all the way up here and start rolling forward. I think I only got 4 reps. That was, my goal was 5. I wanted to beat Sedrunas. But, you know, no American never cleaned that thing consecutively and press it overhead. So I'm very happy.
On to Mariusz Pudzianowski. Now you know him as twice world's strongest man, but this is the Super Series. And he's desperate to win this World Championship crown. He's in the lead at the moment after the first 4 events. He won Hawaii and he won Holland. And his points lead's looking good for taking the title here. He just needs to get through the first few events successfully. Now he's bulked up in body weight as well. 2 clean and jerks so far. Pudzianowski, 140 kilograms. So he's very heavy. Of course, nothing in the league of the body weight of Zydrunas Savickas. The man's so big, he's virtually got his own gravity. You get too close to him, you start floating around him like a moon. He really is huge. Can Pudzianowski get a third? He does it, locks it out. There you go. What a battler. That's one thing you can say about Pudzianowski. Never gives in without a fight.
And since that time, he has added 25 pounds of pure muscle.
Look at the shape he's in. Pudzianowski could almost step on stage as a professional bodybuilder. He's so ripped, so lean.
45 seconds.
I tell you, the world of bodybuilding would struggle to beat this man if he ever decided to turn to it. Can he get up another repetition? 166 kilos, it's gonna be close. The tricep needs to lock, the feet are in line. It's a good rep, 4 clean and jerks. And I would guess that's it for Pudzianowski. 20 seconds. He's really gonna have to attack this with some vigor. He gets it to his belt. Can he get it to his chest? No, no, not today. 4 clean and jerks, though, a very respectable total.
Bill, we've seen Savickas do 5. Marius could only match with 4. Scooney, 3. How about Viking power Sven Karlsson?
Sven really came in heavy. He's looking real strong. I saw him in the back room. He manhandled the warm-up. He's in contention.
Into this competition, please.
Sven Karlsson, the giant Norwegian, former world's strongest man, so wants to get his hands on the title of world champion. And I tell you what, he so wants to win this grand final. Look at the way he pulls that off the ground. Viking power at his best. What a clean and jerk that is. That's insane power. Now, last year, he managed 2 reps. Angry at himself that he didn't do more. Now he's bulked up to 155 kilograms in body weight. And look at the way he grips it. It's a reverse grip like a deadlift. But the big news is Sven tweaked his hamstring. Oof, you can see his face there. That wasn't as easy as the first rep. And I just wonder if that hamstring's playing a problem. Rep number 2, easy enough. And it's at times like this, you just think, what would Hugo Girard of Canada have done here? This kind of event surely would have suited him.
1 minute.
The giant Canadian missed Holland due to the flu. And now he's got an injury, so he's sitting back home, and I feel very sorry for him. He does hold the World Championship crown in IFSA, and he's not going to be able to retain that. Sven Karlsson then, going through the pain barrier here on the hamstring. Gets it to his shoulders. Can he get it up? Yes, he can. Another good repetition for the Viking. So powerful, Sven. An incredible athlete. He was an IFBB pro in bodybuilding, world record holder in powerlifting. And that was back in his teens, believe it or not. Now into his mid-30s, possibly the most experienced strength athlete in the world. Number 4, can he get it up? He wants this rep, he wants it, he's got it. So he's managed to equal Pudzianowski. And he's done it. So a great result then for Sven Karlsson. Probably not as good as he wanted. That hamstring, definitely a problem.
Hey Sven, tell us what happened there. 4 reps was fantastic, but you looked funny from the first one. Is it torn, your hamstring?
I had a small accident a week before I came here, 2 weeks. I tore something in the backside, and I got that on the second one. So if that wouldn't happen, for sure I would have done 6-7 today, because I had to start just working them up.
Bill, injury's a terrible thing, and Sven, just spoken to him, he's torn his hamstring. You know all about it. Can you continue on?
Well, I think so. Back in the day, I tore both hamstrings and went on in the deadlift to do 1,050. That's the next event. He wants to be world champ. He's a true competitor. He'll be back for the next event and do well, I'm sure.
Well, who would argue with Bill Kazmaier? He knows his stuff, 3 times world's strongest man. Mark Philippi of the USA from Nevada managed 2 cleans, 2 jerks. And then on to Anders Johansson, and that there was when he tore his tricep completely off the bone. 2 cleans, no jerks. And on to Vasyl Vereshchuk, former European bronze medalist in shot put. He managed 3 cleans and 2 jerks. What power and speed this man has.
Jamie Reeves, we've just seen Zydrunas Savickas, last year's Arnold champion, knock out 5 repetitions, a new world record. As he laid down the law for this competition.
Well, the first time I saw him today, it looks like he's put on 50 pounds in body weight. His intentions are clear. He's come here as strong as possible. Like you say, he's laid the foundations with the first event. He's going into the next event, his deadlift, which is very strong. It looks like he's going to be hard to beat.
Another former world's strongest man there, Jamie Reeves, telling you how it is. Zydrunas Savickas, he's the winner of the first event, and he has the points lead.
Now 2 reps is a good start, but the Humvee deadlift is coming up now. Surely that's a good event for you.
Gotta make up some ground there, yeah, definitely.
What do you think you could pull?
I don't know, it's a little bit different than a normal deadlift, and I wasn't here last year, it changed a little bit, so it's gonna be a big number to win this, in the 900s somewhere, so we'll see what happens after the first one.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Next will be the Humvee tire lift, and well, it doesn't get much heavier than this. Very similar to a normal deadlift. Bill, how does it work?
Well, it's a little bit different from a normal deadlift in that the bar is longer. It flexes. You don't get the total weight in your hands until you're about 3 inches up your shin. You know, we're expecting these athletes to go well over 900 pounds, maybe even 1,000 pounds. And you know, if you can't deadlift, you're not a strong man.
We join the competition in the 3rd round. The leader at the moment, Mark Philippi and Istvan Arvi. But Zydrunas Savickas, he's close as well. But all the guys want to do well in this big event.
Hey Mark, what are we watching out for here? Are there any cheats they can do?
Well, we're going to allow a lot, but we're not going to allow any cheating. I'm going to be a fair judge. I'm going to just give everybody a red light. Nah, I won't give them a red light.
Hey, joking apart here, you won this event when it first came out. Are we going to see you back in strongman, or are you in wrestling for good now?
Well, I'm always going to be in wrestling, and when I heal up, everybody will get to see me again.
Mark Henry, former Arnold winner. Indeed, former Olympian and, of course, famous wrestler as well. 720 pounds was all Steve Kirrick could manage. His 770 was just 50 pounds too much. That bad back of his that he came into the competition with didn't help at all in this event. Now this, somewhat similar to the traditional deadlift of powerlifting, but done on a much longer bar, as Bill Kazmar said, much bendier. Vasyl Vereshchuk of the Ukraine. Got very powerful, explosive legs. Good repetition then for Vereshchuk. He does 786 and goes into the lead. Not surprising he has such back strength. The man's putt over 20 meters, 65 feet. On to Brian Schoenfeld. He's done 770. He needs 802 to go ahead of Vereshchuk.
What happened there?
It's just, that's just a real weird height for me to pull from. And I mean, the last 4 or 5 years, I've been competing in strongman. If I could pull a regular deadlift from the floor, it's just a lot easier because I can get a lot more legs into it, where I still lack the lower back strength, like I talked about earlier, and which a lot of these guys have.
You bet, Pudzianowski. He's got bags of it. Hamstrings, lower back. Such an athlete, so flexible as well. Former amateur boxing champion in Poland. Before, of course, he took 2 famous wins in the World's Strongest Man competition. And now, here at the Arnolds, if he gets good points, he'll take home the crown of world champion. And that's a good deadlift, 835. Good for the pole. And he knows that he's pleased with that. How much more could he have done? Who knows?
Hey, Marius, good lifting again. Maybe you could have done more.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe 5-10 kilo up, maybe.
That's it, you were near the limit.
My record is 390 kilo. Here 380, 10 kilo down.
Okay, well done.
Thanks.
Raymond's round number 3, what are you going to go for?
I take 385 kilograms, and if I lift it that way, I finish it in a 5th place. It's very good. Others 4 guys who is in front for me is much stronger today in deadlift.
Bergmanis never lifts with a belt. Unbelievable, 850 pounds just about on the bar. And this will put him well ahead of Viruschuk into the lead. Going slowly, but he's finished it, brought his hips through. Eddie Cohen, the ref on the right, gives him the down signal. Well done to the Olympic lifter from Latvia. Anders Johansson, the Swede, has done 8:35 in the second round, did that successfully, 8:81 now. Now remember, this guy has the world record in deadlift from the knees. This about 3 inches too low for him. And he's hurt that tricep, and I think it's going to affect him.
Technically, it looked a little odd. What happened?
Well, he tried to rip the bar off the floor and jerk it, but that's not the way to pull this real heavy weight. You've got to tug it off the floor smooth, stay in position, get it up over your knees, and then pull really hard to complete it. So he started off wrong.
Do you think maybe it was a little technique problem there? You were jerking it a bit off the ground? That's what Kazmar reckoned.
Yeah, I've never tried anything like that. It's so soft, the bar. But combination of bad day and bad technique.
Zydrunas Savickas of Lithuania attempting 915 pounds, the first man over the 900-pound barrier. And how easy did that come off the floor? Unbelievable. The other men are going to struggle to keep up with this.
915 pounds.
An easy first round lift, a big second round lift. What are you going for in the third round?
We just have to gamble. If the hamstring is holding on, you know, I can pull whatever I need to. So I just have to gamble on it and give everything on the last lift.
Will you go for the win, or will you try and keep up with Savickas?
I will try to do what Savickas does.
Head to head with Savickas. This is what we want. 8:49 he's done so far. This for 915 pounds to equal the leader. And on body weight, there's a large margin between them. So really, pound for pound, this would be a much better lift for Carlson. He gets it off the ground. No, I think the hamstring, so hamstring heavy this event, is going to affect it. Yeah, it has done. No cigar for Mr. Carlson, but he should still hang on to second place overall after a good result in the Apollon's wheel. And that brings out America's best chance. Mark Felipe.
All right, Philip, you got me in there.
From Las Vegas. And I certainly wouldn't gamble against him. Here we go for the out-and-out lead. Yeah, it's good enough. Mark Philippi, 931 pounds. What a lift. He only had 2 weeks to prepare for this competition when he got the nod as a wild card athlete. And he's managed to pull it out on the day. So Istvan Arvai is our final lifter. World record holder, no less, in powerlifting. 800, nearly 1,000 pounds. But no, 1,000 pounds too many for Arvi.
Thanks very much. These guys really appreciate it.
Victory to Mark Philippi in the deadlift.
About time, huh? Shit. It's about time I get a break. He was pretty close there. A little bit less, he might have got that. But, you know, hey, I'm happy. You know, I pulled what I needed to pull, made up a little ground, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. There's a few events that, there's one nobody knows what's going to go on with. That's kind of the way I like it. Nobody can practice it. So, you know, it'll be a different contest tomorrow, but I'm looking forward to it. You know, can make up some ground. I need to buy some diapers.
You got a baby on the way?
Yeah, I just had one last week, so I got 2 in diapers still. It's costing me a lot of money. I got to make some money this weekend. That's what I was thinking when I went out there. You know, it's motivation right there, you know, so I'm happy with that, and we'll try and see what we can do tomorrow.
Well, it sure would be nice to win the Arnolds for him, a Humvee, which he could drive home and fit all of his 4 kids into. So Philippi takes the victory in the Hummer deadlift, and that puts him right up on the points. 15 points now in 3rd place in the overall. Savickas on 19, Carlson sitting in 2nd on 15.5.
You're in the lead after day 1. Everyone's talking, it's about your extra body weight. How heavy are you now?
My body weight about 165 kilograms. It's enough for this competition.
Is it helping, the extra body weight?
Yeah, because all events for maximum strength here, it helps.
Is it a car? Is it a Jeep? Is it a tank? No, it's the fabulous Humvee, the prize for the grand final winner here at the Arnold Strongest Man.
So join us in the next program to see who will win the Arnold Strongest Man. 3 events still to go, and this beautiful Louis Cyr trophy is on offer as well for the winner.
Welcome back to Columbus, Ohio for the IFSA Super Series World Championship in Strongman. Here at the Arnold Expo, we have some incredible action so far. We've got a Lithuanian in the lead, but anything can happen in Strongman.
Anything can happen, and it usually does, especially with Mariusz Pudzianowski sitting, hunting behind. And I tell you what, never underestimate that man. Now, how about Zavickas? He's in the lead, so strong and bigger than anyone else at 360 pounds. Raymond Bergmanis, 3 times at the Olympic Games for Latvia as an Olympic weightlifter. Very good contender. Sven Karlsson of Norway, former world's strongest man, desperate to get his hands on the IFSA World Championship title. Anders Johansson of Sweden stepping out of the shadow of Magnus Samuelsson finally as the #1 Swede. Istvan Arvai, he's the first of our 5 wildcard athletes. From Hungary, a former powerlifter. And here's a shot putter from the Ukraine, Vasil Vereshchuk. Mark Philippi, the first of 3 Americans from UNLV in Nevada. Brian Schoenfeld of the USA, former USA Strongest Man, and twice USA Strongest Man, Stevie Kirrett. Overall on points in this grand final, Zydrunas Savickas leading after 2 events on 19. Sven Karlsson, the Viking, trailing.
Event 3 at the Arnold Classic is the medicine ball for height, weighing 50 pounds, and I'm struggling to hold this now. Bill Kazmar, tell us, what kind of muscles does this tax?
Well, Colin, obviously, a man with good grip strength and really strong forearms will be able to grasp the ball and pull with his legs and his low back and hips. He'll be able to accelerate the ball to high heights. Of course, his biceps are going to be tremendously strained when he's pulling that hard. There have been injuries in the past, and a man's got to be careful and use his hips.
Now, Bill, after 2 events, Zavickas is rushing off into the lead. Incredibly strong man with a very strong lower back. Will this kind of event suit him, though?
It really will. He's large at 375 pounds. He's about 6'4 plus. His height will help. He's supple. He's quite an athlete. He could do really well in this event.
Supple and athletic, the qualities needed. Well, Istvan Arvai from Hungary, a great deadlifter as we saw in the second event, but not good enough at 15 feet in this explosive event. Anders Johansson, his 2 attempts also ended in failure.
Brian, excellent first 2 events, but it's a really bad start to this medicine ball throw. What happened?
I wouldn't say it's a bad start. I don't know what it is yet. But I'll go out there my second attempt and get the groove in. You know, I think I'll be all right.
What technique are you trying to work on?
Not really technique. When I was throwing, the ball was slipping. So I think that played a lot with it. So I'm going to see if they'll wipe it off for me next time when I go out there. So hopefully I'll get a little better stick with the ball.
So 2 attempts at each height. This is second attempt at 15 feet. Not today. Schoenfeld out at 15 feet. Well, Steve Kirrett, also of the USA, managed 15 feet, and he needs the points badly after a poor deadlift and a poor Apollon's axle. Mark Philippi, his second attempt then at 15 feet as well. Good result, so 2 Americans through to the next height. 16 feet was then put on the bar. Philippi and Kirrett, they both failed it. They were the next 2 out. And that brought out the Latvian Raymond Bergmanis for his final attempt. Missed his first one, really missed his second one. So 15.5 feet was the height he was given. Sven Karlsson, the Viking, was also successful when he chose 15.5 feet, but 16 feet was just a height too far. Mariusz Pudzianowski. Made 16 feet, not a problem. Pudzianowski, very explosive. Sometimes just attacks things too hard. So we then moved on to 16.5, and that got rid of Pudzianowski and brought up 17 feet, and 2 athletes left in the competition. Vasyl Vereshchuk, the shot putter. Here he is on his first attempt. Oh, how close was that? A hair on his head, and his hairs aren't very big either. Really was very close. So the final man, Zydrunas Savickas, first in the Apollon's axle, second in the deadlift. In the third event, looks like it could be a victory. Vasyl Vereshchuk has one more attempt at 17 foot, however.
Hey Zydrunas, Vasyl's about to go. Do you think he can manage?
I think he best competitor in this event, but today I set a new personal record and I am happy.
Vereshchuk, 65-foot shot putter. So much explosive power at his fingertips. This isn't quite like a shot put. It's medicine ball inspired from the Highland Games events where they throw large bales of hay over bars. What can he do? Just a half an inch, maybe less, off his first attempt. He needs to drive with fury here. It slipped. It slipped. He's going to be angry at himself. 16.5 feet is all he gets then, but still a great result for him. Second place with a victory. Victory number 2 to Savickas.
Jamie, was that a surprise at all that Vasyl, the shot putter, was beaten by Zydrunas, the weightlifter?
I think it's a surprise, but I think it's just a testament to Savickas' training policy. These are events that you've got to go away and train at and practice and specialise in, and he's done that to perfection.
He certainly has. This man looks almost unstoppable at the moment, and he takes another victory.
Event number 4 looks a lot like the raising of the Iwo Jima flag, that famous American picture, but this is lifting a 1,000-pound hammer. Now, Bill Kazmar, just how is that possible?
Well, back in Iwo Jima, you know, there were 5 guys, and they were fighting a war. These guys are going to be fighting a war against the hammer. They're going to start with a weight of about 700 pounds, and they're going to push it up till it catches in the ratchet. And then they'll release and get under again with 800 pounds, then 900 pounds. When it gets to its arc, the first time here, about 1,000 on the shoulder. And then they're going to add weight to the hammer and go again and find out who is the strongest in this event.
Steve Kirret steps up first. We had an opening round before this, and Istvan Arvai at only 5'6" got dropped. So we're down to 9 competitors now. And Kirret, with that American football background, driving into the hammer here. Twice USA's strongest man needs a good result. They have 2 minutes on the clock, but there's no way 2 minutes will be necessary here. Kirret driving it. It's going to be close to 30 seconds. It's going to be a great time. What's it going to be? 27.50 seconds. So the American has laid down the law. Anders Johansson, that torn tricep, no doubt troubling him, but it was more the mistakes he made here. Trying to drive it too far without clicking it into the ratchet position. 30 seconds for him. Brian Schoenfeld then, 20 seconds was the time he managed. The giant American using that body weight and height of his to drive into the hammer. Unbelievably fast was Vasyl Vereshchuk, and did he let the crowd know it? 16.96 seconds looks almost impossible to eclipse. And Raymond Bergmanis is now up against it. He wants the money, he wants the Hummer, he wants to take it all back to Latvia, where I tell you what, you stick it into your currency exchange converter, it's worth even more over there. He's really attacking this. It's going to be close to the mark of Vasyl Vereshchuk. Oh, the last couple of feet, almost no time at all. 16.27 seconds. Yes, that is quicker than Vereshchuk. Mark Philippi driving fast now. He's not as tall as some of the others. A shade over 6 foot. But making tidy work of this. Such strong legs. Can he drive it in? Now, I tell you what, he was struggling with a bit of a calf injury before this. What's the time for the American? 19.26. I tell you what, looks like he's limping off there. That could affect him for the rest of the competition. Then came Pudzianowski, 17.74 for this incredibly explosive athlete.
If we're honest there, Zydrunas was probably the worst in the first round. Maybe this is an event for you. You think you can hunt him down, win this event?
I hope so. I just have to do my best and see what happens. This is a matter also of hitting it right, so you can't afford to make a mistake that costs you a lot of time.
You looked like you were jumping at it in the first one, but it wasn't quite clicking enough. Are you going to do that this time?
Oh, now I'm going to do 1-on-1. I tried to do 2-on-2, and that was too much, I think.
Carlsen knows what he's up against. 16.2 seconds by Bergmanis. He was so fast in the warm-up one. And this is even faster. This is outrageously quick. You have no idea just how heavy this is on the shoulder. Look at that, 13.63 seconds. The Viking, he's came, he saw, and he's dominated this huge Thor's hammer. He's made it his own. And the crowd, some 20,000 strong here watching, they appreciate. That really has put the pressure on Zydrunas Savickas, the Lithuanian, in the lead. Remember, Savickas was on 19 points going into the med ball throw. He then won that, went on to 29 points. So his lead is enormous over Carlsen in second. What can he do here? Oh, that's a huge mistake. This could be costly, really costly. What is the time? 20.19 seconds. Oh no, we're going to have to go to the results board to find out what the points difference is now.
Your first bad event, what was wrong?
It was for speed, not for power. And I did mistake. I have to do deeper squat.
Hey Sven, the scores are getting incredibly close now. One event to go. Farmer's Walk, what'll happen there?
The best man will win. But it's time that I have some luck for a change, and I have been a little bit unfortunate in this competition with a small injury. And being second 2 years in a row, I deserve to win. It's God's will that I win this year. Thor and Odin are with me. They are here, I can feel their presence. It's my turn. I want to taste it.
10 points to Carlsen. Now, where's Savickas? Down in 7th place, only 4 points there. That is huge. And let's look at the overall points board. Only half a point in it. And we're going to go to the final event now over at the Veterans Memorial.
We've moved to the Veterans Memorial Hall for the final event here in the IFSA Super Series World Championship. Now, Bill, this is a farmer's walk, but with a twist. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, the athletes will be carrying heavy timbers. This thing weighs about 850 pounds, a little bit more. It's really going to test the grip strength. They've got to move up that ramp, which is a 10% grade. It's going to take literally every muscle in their body to motor those heavy timbers up the ramp.
Now, it's incredibly tight on points. Sven, he's the hunter, but Savickas, he's the hunted, but former champion. Who do you think is going to pull this off?
That's a tough one. Sven sounds like a lion roaring coming out of the jungle, and he wants to take that trophy home. And Zydrunas, he's not resting on his laurels at all. You know, that's pretty big money. Multiply it times 10 and take it back home. He wants to repeat.
Well, let's take it backstage and see how the guys are warming up. Sven, we're 5 minutes away from the big one. Half a point down. How's the back, the hamstring, everything okay?
Feels okay. I'm just quite relaxed now. I'll just go out there, do my best. If I win, I win. If not, I deserve to win.
Humvee on the line here, Sven.
As I say, I do my best.
Next event is very bad for me. It's now pain.
Heard it during the hammer event?
Yes, maybe hammer events this. Now pain.
Zydrunas, there's a bad rumor going around. You've hurt your leg.
Yeah, it's not good news for me, but I will try to do my best.
Now, $75,000 is basically what this is with the Humvee. How much does that mean to you in Lithuania?
I don't think about money. I want to win this competition.
How about Sven? Are you worried about Sven? Do you think he can beat you this year?
I will beat Sven.
Now, Jamie, we're backstage and the tension is massive. How are these guys going to deal with it? And, well, who's going to deal with it best?
Well, you can cut the tension with a knife, Colin. The guys are warming up here. They're not speaking to each other. There's half a point difference, and it's going right down to the wire. From the start of this competition, Savickas has looked so strong. He's very determined. He's changed his body shape, his body weight for this. And to be honest, I think this is a bridge too far for Sven. I'm tipping Savickas to come through and win this.
First athlete out then is Stevie Kirret from Pennsylvania.
Very, very heavy, very hard to
This
hold.
is unbelievably heavy. Let me remind you, 865 pounds, 395 kilos. He's got to take it up this 35-foot ramp. And he's making a good attempt of it. He only budged it a couple of feet last year when he tried it.
He's got some time.
The grip's going, and I tell you what, that looked like a little bit of blood in his hands there. Very, very heavily knurled, the bars, so you can hold on to it, but straps aren't allowed. You can't tie yourself to it. And for Steve Kirret, I think that's it. 30 seconds are just about up. Odd Haugen, the referee on the left there, in charge of the time. 17 feet, 8 inches for Steve Kirret.
That's very good.
Very good result for the American. And it lays down the distance for the others to chase.
It's tough to go first.
Steve,
Steve, come here for a second.
how's the hand? Was that the problem there?
Yeah, just the skin ripped and I lost it. Then once the blood got out on it, I couldn't hold on.
Can we get a good look at that?
Yeah, it's not. I've had worse.
I mean, you were going up there so fast. Is that what the problem was?
Yeah, I probably just was going a little too fast and lost control. So, oh well.
On to Anders Johansson, the Swede.
The clock has begun.
He really hasn't had a good event yet. I feel so sorry for this man. He's got... Commentator, eat your words. This is looking powerful so far. Johansson with that torn tricep, remember. The Swede gets it up again. Can he get a second attempt at this? It's looking good. Oh, it's almost to the top. As I said, he's got the deadlift world record from the knees, so this kind of height suits him. Can he drive it up to the top? It's so close to the platform. And I think he's about to run out of time from Odd Haugen there. 34 feet, 10 inches, the measurement for him, and he comfortably goes into the lead. Big Scooney, Brian Schoenfeld, former USA strongest man, gets it up easily. The crowd are going wild. They love this guy. He's such a big personality in the United States. He's going to go ahead of Steve Kirret, I think. That's important. He wants to beat the other Americans first and foremost. Now he's got to try and hunt down Anders Johansson. Johansson up at 34 feet 10 inches. And if he doesn't get this up quickly, he's going to run out of time, that's for sure. Yep, out of time. His distance, 20 feet 8 inches. Good result for Scooney.
Scooney, that was almost a home run for the home team there.
Yeah, I gave it hell. First time in my life my hands failed me. You know, trained hard for this event. Last week went 920 pounds. Maybe overdid it in training. Fatigued the grip a little bit, so, you know. Like I say, I'm currently in second place. We'll see if it holds up. Most people only went about 5 feet last year, so we'll see what happens.
Nevada.
That's so true. Last year, everyone struggled with this. Well, a man who hasn't done this before, Mark Philippi, and a great deadlifter he is as well. He won the deadlift competition.
He's rechalking.
And that was the second discipline here at the Arnold Strongest Man. But the grip seems to be the problem. He's shuffling forward. I think he's going to go past Schoenfeld. Can he beat Johansson all the way to the top? No, he's so close, just a few feet away. Stands up with it again, but no, time's up. Referee Webster in the kilt, marking exactly how far he went. 31 feet, 1 inch for him. Well, Remus Bergmanis, first time I've ever seen him using a belt, that's for sure. And it didn't help. 22 feet, 10 inches, good enough to go ahead of Schoenfeld, but not enough for the victory. Mariusz Pudzianowski, the wild man from Poland, twice world's strongest man. And guess what? He's about to be crowned the IFSA Super Series World Champion. He's been consistent over every single event throughout the series tour. Started in Hawaii and then in Holland. Victories at both. And here at the Arnolds, a comfortable top 5 finish. We'll see him with... Oh, that is awful! Jeez, that's not how you want to finish off as world champion. Certainly not in a leg cast. Crushing his foot there. Can he get it up again? If he does, I don't think he'll be able to walk with it. That right foot, look, it's just giving way when he tries to step with it. I wonder if he's broken something. So much adrenaline pumping through his veins.
A valiant effort, especially because he landed on his
Look at that. He's not a man to show expression, but I bet he's screaming with pain inside. Last year then, Sven Karlsson finished this course in 11 seconds. Zavickas finished it in 9. We're down to the final 2 men in the whole competition, and guess what? It's Karlsson against Zavickas again. Can Karlsson manage it? Oh no, it's a disaster. He doesn't want to go down. He's got to get it to the end.
Help him!
Up he goes again. He's dragging it now. He's really struggling. That torn hamstring of his, has it cost him?
Come on, Sven.
He's only half a point down overall. He wants that Humvee. He wants the money.
He's going to get it as far as he can.
He's down on his knees. 30 seconds almost up, and I think it's just a few feet too far for Sven Karlsson.
Sven, was that enough?
No way. But at least I did my best. And more than that I can do. This is Söderunas's day.
This gentleman weighs 380 pounds.
Well, he's already given it over to Zavickas. He assumes Zavickas is going to do this. Now, I know from the warm-up room Zavickas was cradling an injury. So this is no foregone conclusion. Believe you me. Sven Karlsson did 29 feet 7 inches.
Come on, Zadrunas.
If he does anything less than 29 feet 7 inches, then Karlsson is the champion at the Arnold Strongest Man 2004. Pudzianowski has already won the Super Series title. There's no doubting that he's world champion. But this is about the Humvee, the money, the glory on the day. He's going to do it all the way. Can he beat last year's time at 9 seconds? Look at this, the crowd, everyone's going wild. Arnold Schwarzenegger there, strength patron, loving this. Unbelievable, 5,000 ecstatic fans in the crowd here. The entire ramp in 8.62 seconds. It's a new record with an unbelievably heavy weight. Well, I'm blown away by that. Truly amazing.
Arnold, you enjoy the strongman?
Yes, I think this is what's so good about it is that there's no trickery and no technique. No endurance, nothing. It's just pure strength. And it goes back to, like, you know, the history, the way the old strongman competitions were held. And this is what we're doing, is replicating kind of like what it was done 100 years, 150 years ago. And so it's extraordinary to see all those monsters. Hey, congratulations. That was really extraordinary. Fantastic. Record breaking. Really good. Good, yeah.
Zadrunas Zavickas, the champion, the Humvee, the money, but most of all, you're the winner today. How was that out there? Good?
I feel very good. I won second time this contest. I am very happy. It was very hard, but I was in great shape. I won it.
You said you were going to win it. You did exactly what you said. Did you think you were going to do that fast in the final event?
Yeah. I love this event.
Well, the Louis Cyr Trophy goes to Zavickas. The entire ramp in 8.6 seconds. Such speed, such grace from such a huge man. 43 points, 3.5 ahead of Carlsen. It was a valiant effort from Carlsen, but just not enough on the day. So Zavickas, he gets the Humvee car from Nancy Kaza. He gets the Metrex money from Marshall Post. And of course, he gets the trophy of Louis Cyr from the great man himself, the legend, Arnold Schwarzenegger, the governor of California, the proud patron of this event. The statue, a copy of Joe Vider's. And what a wonderful gift it is. Now, Mariusz Pudzianowski, he is the overall Super Series winner. He had 2 wins, Hawaii and Holland, and then consistent throughout. Raymond Bergmanis, he took the bronze in the Super Series, given there by Jamie Reeves. The silver went to Zavickas in the Super Series, presented there by Ulf Benson, world-class international president. And this lovely Costa Boda plate handed over from Dr. Douglas Edmonds, IFSA president, to our new world champion. He has the crown passed to him from the legend Hugo Girard of Canada. Hopefully, we'll see him again next year.
That's it from Columbus, Ohio and the Arnold Fitness Expo. Zydrunas Savickas was champion on the day, but this Super Series was about 6 events, and Mariusz Pudzianowski has to be crowned world champion of 2003-04. I hope you've enjoyed it just as much as I have. See you next time. Till then, goodbye.